Welcome to another part of Fuck 2. This time we're back on Remix, but we're gonna be completing Santa Cruz right now.
Dude, did you see that last wave?
Oh, dude, that was totally tubular.
You know, I could ride you just like I rode that wave.
Ha, as if.
Hey, what? Dude! Run!
Sad. Damn good potential, but you ignored the repercussions. 50 points for cunning, minus 40 because you clearly suck. But we all know who the real winner is here. Good job taking advantage of a sticky situation, Mike. And now it's time for the losers to suffer. The Wheel of Loogies. The wheel gets spun, the loogie gets hocked, and whatever it lands on, that's your fate. Phil, why don't you do the honors, fat boy?
Sink or swim.
Aha! It is a time of judgment for one very unlucky individual. This sad excuse for a human being will either succeed in this challenge or be banished, forever wiping out on the saddest of half-pipes, ridiculed by young and old alike. Now, if the weakest of you losers will kindly step forward, we will begin. I'm talking to you, you little jerk. This challenge is going to be tough. Pull it off and you can stay on. Those vents on the rooftop should give you a real boost. Use them to get some gnarly air. You think you can handle that, rookie?
Don't worry, you can do this. Just stay focused and you shouldn't have a problem.
So this is only in the PSP version, a sink or swim challenge. But the thing is, in the original version, there's only one of these kinds of, 1,000 challenges. I mean, there were two, but really there's only one in actual. Here, there's two of them. And I'm done.
Yeah, Phil. And that was awesome!
Yeah, and you did it all without us.
Great job, bro. So now it's your call. What's it going to be for our next stop? Boston or Atlanta?
And this is the interesting bit about Fuck 2 Remix. We can either go to Boston and, do normal levels, or we can say fuck you to Boston and go to Atlanta, Remix's second new level. Obviously you know what I'm choosing. Let's go.
Here we are, Atlanta. Saddle up, boys. Let's get ready to dole out a little southern discomfort. Hey, and if we win this round, grits and collard greens on me. Now, here's what you gotta do.
You can tell the recording quality has downgraded with the voice acting so far of the new lines, as well as the fact they haven't gotten a lot of the actual, people to voice it. They tried having somebody mimic this shit. I mean, Bam is, I'm hoping, actual Bam, but you can tell that Phil's not Phil. Anyway, here's a lot of text, because Spat is inside this building, and we can't actually get Spat yet until we break it. And we can't break that until we do something else. So, we gotta do a few more, goals first. But yeah, this is Atlanta, and it's an interesting level. It's, pretty open out there, kind of big. It has a lot of stuff to it, I guess, but it's just kind of meh. There are some gaps that, well, I'm just gonna say outright right now, that, last part you saw what I consider to be one of the hardest stat challenges of the game. Well, in this level, Atlanta, it has the hardest goal in the fucking game, the hardest gap, really. And that's no shoplifting, by the way. There are a lot of gaps here, but it does have the hardest gap in the fucking game. At least to me. And, honestly, it's quite up there on the listing with fucking, Zen Mind and shit. So, yeah, we have quite a fucking gap that gave me some trouble. However, I didn't use a cheat for it, so it's still not as hard as Zen Mind. It's still a pain in the cock. I also didn't have to use some kind of, trick, like a fucking, flip trick to speed myself up more than I can speed myself up normally and all that shit. I didn't have to do any of that. I could do it normally. It's just, it's not so much gain the speed and the height, it's more the fucking direction. It's more actually getting the thing. Yeah, nice Aereo. And it is a Guru Grind. Some of these special tricks are only in Fug Remix, and yeah, Guru Grind is one of them because they're all linked to characters that are only in Remix's special levels. So, yeah, I might not show all of them, but I'll show most of them. They're kind of weird in their animations such though, so they're not that great. And hey, I just beat the thing. And yes, I did use the focus, but I'm playing Remix. I can't rely on the fucking balancing in a remix. I'm gonna be using focus more often here than I am in normal Fug 2. Anyway, over here is another gap, which requires me to grind these 2 spots here for the play in the dugout. Pretty simple, really. After that, you might notice that some of the graphics glitch up a little bit, because you can kind of see that the railing is invisible on the inside there on the grass, where the dugout thing was. And also there's a peach. All the peaches you have to knock down, but 2 of them you knock down in different ways. I'll get to those 2 when we get to them. But 3 of them you can just knock them out by going up to them and smacking them. This one you can do this by grinding the wire here and then smacking it from a jump. Or you can do what I do here and just climb up from her backside and knock it out that way. Alright, so now I'm going to do some jump cutting a little bit more because I did take quite a while on this one, about an hour and a half. A good chunk of it on that one gap, but yeah, here's a car hop right there. Here's a boost we can use if you wanted to use it. It's not that helpful. And over here is the rest of the area for the most part, the rest of the direction. Which you can see there's some transfers which do nothing. And there's a guy here who will tell you to get up there because, you know, there's a ramp up there. There's a kicker up there you can use to actually get up to the billboard, which is very easy to get to. And, yeah. In case you're wondering, Fug 2 Remix was, I believe, created by Shaba. So, yeah, like, you might notice there is some Shaba mascots around. Just keep down Shaba's appearances. Anyway, here's Spat. There's a few Spats around that we can get right now. The only one we can't get is the one in the building. And here is a gap I can do, which requires me to grind these 2 spots for the corporate connection. Pretty simple, really. You can keep grinding, by the way. There's no reason to, though, so I'm going to end it. Anyway, over here, you might notice there's a globe. We have to do a tail block slide onto it, and then there you go, around the world. Simple shit. There's a guy over here who will tell you how to do flatland tricks, which, I don't know why he's telling you this now, but if you really want to know flatland, I mean, here it is. The actual photo never tells you how to do this, so it should be pretty obvious side. Here's a relative ledge gap you can do, the ledge being the bench. And over here is our pro. I chose Mike Valley, our tough boy here, because, you know, I thought I would show off some more of the skaters at least. But, yeah, unfortunately, I don't really use the pros much, so even though Mike V does have his, you know, he's usually his Mike V boneless and such, we're not really going to use him. Anyway, doing some flatlands now, because by activating his pro challenges, we essentially can do the flatland thing here, which requires me to get 100,000 points using only flatland. I believe you can't actually use flip-twitching and such for this one, so you have to do it with flatland only, which is easy enough. Then you grind the sign here, and that's it. You just grind the sign. Sign grind. Done. After that, you might notice we're in nighttime, and as I'm going for these guys that go for the gold and such, and focus time and all of that, we actually have to go and take care of that fire. So do some spine transfers, get up to the fire, and you get the gold done for that. Golden light. Now, once you do golden light, immediately go over to the fountain and start grinding that spot up there. Because for another gap, you're going to do that. And not only that, but by doing this, you also do some destruction, which is always fun to do. Don't you just love breaking shit? And that's smoke on the water, by the way. So now that the globe is knocked down, it not only is over here now, but now we can go ahead and get spat. Easy shit. And we don't have to go on fire anymore. Alright, time for the Atlanta Planta. Now, I'm going to do this in a combo, and the thing is, you don't have to do every one of these lines in a combo, but there are some that force you, and I think this is one of them, so... yeah, just, you know, doing a combo and you'll be fine. There you go. Alright, now you got done that, we can now go ahead and see if the record store will only give records to DJ Trey Flip, who is our guest. We'll be seeing Trey Flip soon, and by the way, yes, Trey Flip is a real person. He is an actual DJ, a disc jockey, and yeah, he does do music, and I believe his logo, it does involve a skateboarder, so yeah, he's a bit of a skateboard scene guy. And here's the inside of the shop, by the way. We need to worry about that one because there is a goal for it which requires us to get a certain amount of points. And by the way, that should have been a gap, but it's not a gap apparently. I don't know why. Grind that rail, by the way, and get the fatal trespass in by grinding the wire afterwards. Alright, so now taking care of that, over here is now a bit of spat. It's inside the building. You can see there's an escalator and all that crap over here, like ladders or whatever, I mean stairs. And I'm going to go ahead and get the score out of the way by freaking out first, and then just doing a bunch of scoring here. I am going to use the grind a bunch, because eventually I'm going to run out of air, because, you know, the reverts will slow me down too much. But yeah, just do this, keep grinding, and eventually you should get enough to get 300,000 points in order to achieve this goal. Remember, on low difficulties, this lowers down. I believe it lowers down to about 100,000, something like that. So, yeah, it's not that hard, but you are going to need focus because it's remix. And remix is fucking balancing sucks. At 400 points, Bam tells us that he got 150 points for one goal, which, you can't do it in the game, so I'm guessing you're cheating, Bam. Fuck you. Anyway, grind these two spots here, and you'll get legalized skateboarding. You can do it any way you want, just grind the two spots in one combo. After that, transfer over here for Jasmine's Garden. Simple stuff there. And there's a guy over here who'll tell you about a doorway leads to the roof. Why would I want to go to the roof? Well, because it's important to go up to the roof, because there are some gaps here, there's some stuff here. Our secret skaters up here. There's Shabba in the distance. And you can see this window does not break at all. But then you go over to this window, which acts the same at the start, but then you break through. But you want to break through, because inside of here is the next peach. It's unfortunately blocked up. In order to get this peach, we have to break on the sides here of these, you know, the supports, and it just falls down. That's one out of the two that requires you something different to get them. And over here, just power transfer secret stash. There you go. Now we spot transfer all the way around across these buildings. You can see there's a spat by the building of where our secret skater is, who is the Southern Belle. And the thing is, Atlanta's interesting to me with its secret skaters because I should be getting this character. I should be unlocking her, really. And I should be unlocking DJ Trey Flip too, but for some reason, either the PPS's PP emulation broke this, which it might have, or the game broke this, but yeah, you'll see what I mean later. But right now, I am transferring into these bowls, and I am hitting the transfers here, but then I hit this one, and then the game does nothing. I keep going, but it goes nowhere. The thing is, what the game wants you to do is it wants you to then go back. And because of the reverts, you know, slowing you down, you have to get off your board and go back that way, but once you do it like that, hey, you rode the rooftop. And now we're going to go ahead and check out the team challenge, which DJ Trey Flip must do 10 gaps total, and Southern Belle must do 8. So that's our minimum and our maximum. Us, we have to do 9. Oh, by the way, do some transfers and get enough height and speed in order to get this one peach right up here. So then we can actually get the peach. It's awkward and you have to really get your aim right. Anyway, I'm going to deal with the bell first because the bell can get this done quickly. And yeah, as I saw from the way it, you know, gave us a preview, Nice Grind Yo is the best way of actually getting this challenge done. So, get 8 for her here. As for Trey Flip, he's inside where the fucking cafeteria is, I guess. is this chill spot. Good place to spin records. And, yeah, remember, this is an actual person, and his special trick is the scratch and grind. And this dude not only has an iron left collect, but he is also the only skater that can actually use throwable items in this level. Which is interesting because no other level actually locks the throwables to one skater only. Every skater can use a throwable, and it kind of transfers to every skater too. But Tray Flip here, he's unique apparently. Oh, by the way, I am showing you me doing all 10 gaps in like one combo. Because this is the hardest one. So you deserve to see me doing the hardest one in full. And there you go. So that's that done, and over here is collectible and also a dude, another DJ I guess, just running around the rooftop for some reason. Now, we have to deal with those guys, but how? Well, we can go over to the record shop and get 20 records. Which, by the way, if you switch characters, no one else gets to use the records, but Tray Flip here will keep that amount that he currently has, even if you swap back to him. Like, if you swap out and swap back, he still has the records, so yeah. The good news is that I had 20 because, unfortunately, the throw-in on the PSP version is fucked up and, you know, you run and you jump or whatever and the records don't spawn at all. So yeah, the thing is, the accuracy for it is also fucked, so unfortunately, if they're moving around going left and right, it becomes almost impossible to hit them, so if they're going straight, good. Well, if you get a rebound, that's good too. Anyway, now it's time for the beatbox, which you might notice is off. It's kind of slower. This doesn't happen in any other beatbox from what I've seen from PSP. It's just here, it's just off. Yeah, it's really awkward to time. You might notice it very easily. Anyway, over here is a gap I can do by doing a rail hop there, you know, simple gap there. And over here is me getting rid of the team challenge by getting the 9 for my character. And there you go. And Tony Hawk says we're done here, but we're not, because we have more goals to do. That's at 600, I believe. So let's just go ahead and I start off here with the fountain thing, but the thing is you're supposed to start from the other end, so I ended up doing this backwards, and the game didn't like that. So here is me going back and forth on the round the fountain goal. I hope I get bonus points for that one. I don't. I fucking don't. But you can give me bonus points for it. Anyway, over here, do a kickflip, nose manual, on the slab, then a heel flip off. Slab skills. Nice. And now I'm showing the skull. Now, it's not because you have to be focused and get it clean, do a 180 kickflip underflip. It's more the fact of that tip there. That's the only reason I wanted to show you that. The goal itself is easy, though. There you go. Anyway, over here is another line. Except for this one, you just jump that and then, you know, acid drop. And that's it. And over here, we have to go focus, do the board fan, which is the Belle's special. And there you go, focus time. And up here, you can go any other way. You can climb the roof, you can go around the roof, so you can fucking run that black rail there or whatever. But either way, get over to this ramp here, lip trick it for the Ryan smoke spot gap, and then hold it for 10 seconds. That's it. Nothing else to it, really. Honestly, it's a pretty easy goal, all things considered. It's just I gotta use the focus because the balancing's all fucked up. There you go. After that, I thought I had to climb up here and actually knock it down like everything else, but that didn't happen. It's too far up. I got close, but no dice. What you actually have to do is kind of weird. You stick a slap. That's it. It's not that obvious, though, but once you do that, a giant fucking peach falls down, half of it goes for the ground, and it goes off the side. Nice. Here's a transfer gap for you. The perfect channel. That's my channel, everybody. Anyway, enough jokes. Here's an item. That's 3 out of 5 DJ pieces. And we're just gonna move on and get the 4th one, which is right over here. Well, the 5th one. The fifth one, I'm not getting you. Here's Shaba right there. There's 2 Shabas. Gotta really get your fucking picture there, huh? Anyway, the last item's right here, right where the globe was. There you go. The DJ has lost his way no more. Here's the final spat, by the way. It's just hanging out in this corner. Here's a glitch. It wouldn't be a Xindictive Let's Play if there wasn't a fucking glitch, would it? Anyway, billboard. And with that, we're done with all the goals. We have all 1,000 points, and we cleared Atlanta. We're not done yet, though, obviously, because we're now doing the gaps, and I'm not looking forward to fucking looking at them, but we gotta do them. So, here we go. And you might see the fucking main one already. Well, let's go, everybody. First of all, the Dirty Souths. There is the Dirty South Stole East, and the Dirty South Stole West. Let's check both signs. That's it. Pretty simple. Anyway, here's these 2 grinds for the Destroy the Arts. It's kind of awkward to figure that one out. And then you just grind this entire spot here, and then jump and grind the other side from the street for the Peach Tree Street Popper. After that, you go ahead and you just, grind the spot, make a big jump and grind over there for connecting the spots. Pretty tough one, but not hard. Then let's check the spot here for High Lip. Why not? Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our nano spin on the hydrant to just get this gap out of the way for the hydrant pop. After that, we then have to go ahead and just make a transfer over here for the ramp transfer. It's a big transfer. And then over that, we do the lip trick up here for reaching new heights. Simple. And then we go over here and we grind over these 2 rails for Give Crunk a Chance. I won't, thank you. Anyway, grind these 2 rails here for Reverend's Rail. And, we're getting close now to the bullshit one. Next, grind these 2 spots here. The other 2 spots are the same kicker for Water Hopper. After that, you want to go ahead and grind this blue rail all the way through. And then jump across the very end to that grind down the ledge for Home of the Brave. After that, you want to go ahead and do a transfer. Because this is where it starts getting mean. Here's Southern Transfer, you go across from that wall, view from above, and you go over to where the smoke spot was for another transfer. Here's me glitching through a ramp. You see that ramp that I'm glitching through? That's going to be problematic for us, because if you go for that ramp, you can sometimes hit for this middle one, which is the High and Mighty. The thing is, you want to go ahead, and you want to spawn transfer to one of the ones outside the building on the left or right. If you hit the left, though, you might not get it, even though Benedict fucking showed himself getting it here. No, what I had to do was the hard way. For fucking skate everything. One of the hardest gaps in the game so far to me. Where you have to spawn transfer down, get the speed, right over there, and then hit this one right on the fucking ramp, full to skate everything. Fuck this fucking gap. I hate the gap. To me fucking an hour to get it. Anyway, grind these 2 rails here and you get that one for positive contact. And then you go over here and you begin. Just can you do the Zussy spell here for these 2 grinds for the circles here. And then you begin the pigeon stalls. There are 5 of them. I'm showing them all right now. But yeah, skate everything fucking sucks. I fucking hate skate everything. It legitimately angered me so fucking much. Like, I was about to just fucking cheat for it. But I managed. I was complaining everywhere about it, but for fuck's sake, I got it. I didn't use cheats. It's not Zen Mind, but it's well up there where Zen Mind is. Fuck skate everything. It is bullshit. And by the way, remember where all the pigeon stalls are. That becomes important later. But for now, we've done all the gaps. Atlanta's done. Thank fuck. I hate this fucking level. So, next time, we're going to Barcelona. Because no matter what we do here in Boston or in Atlanta, we always end up going to Barcelona. So, next time we're going there. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Okay, honestly, I believe I didn't explain why Skate Everything is such a pain in the ass. You might have looked at that and thought, you just had to transfer. It wasn't like you had to make a big fucking transfer of a building like Zen Mind was. You just did a regular big transfer, enough speed thanks to doing a different transfer with the fucking Southern thing beforehand. Here's the thing. I said that it's not because of the fucking speed. It's because of the direction and the angling. And you might have noticed that. If you didn't, allow me to explain why. You see, you can only turn so fucking fast in the game. And the best way of turning is to hold back and then right or left. That's the sharpest way you can turn. In with that, angling yourself correctly onto that fucking small ramp on that fucking wall, and then transferring from there without moving left or right, staying straight on it, and heading for the fucking right ramp at the very end, like at the very other end of the fucking wall. It's not that fucking easy. It's not. As you see, you can try to do the hip transfer one like Benedict Gameplay fucking did. People might have seen that already, because Benedict's been doing all this shit before me at this point. Like, he's ahead of me, and again, and Sex's ahead of me as well, because he's been doing fucking American Wasteland and shit after me, and he's not even doing this shit. But, this fucking gap gives me such a fucking migraine, because of the very fact that in order to actually get this, you have to angle yourself perfectly onto that small ramp, and then head upwards without heading left. If you head left, you head for the left wall, or you head for the middle wall. You don't want to head for the middle ramp. The middle ramp is the fucking high and mighty one. You don't want that gap. You've already done it. And that's an easier gap than Skate Everything. You want to get one of the fucking ramps on either wall. And the left wall doesn't want to fucking work usually. It just doesn't. And yet, I have never gotten it to work for myself. I have never gotten the gap by going for that left fucking ramp. I've only gotten it from going the right one. That's how fucking, like, mental this shit got to me. Because I was able to pull it off twice with that hip transfer. I only showed you one. The other one, I'm not showing you, but I fucking did it, and it took me 20 more minutes for it, and it still didn't count. It still didn't fucking count. It only fucking counted when it came to the right ramp. And for fuck's sake, I hate that. I hate that because the right ramp is the worst ramp to go for. It's the hard version of the fucking gap. I mean, the gap's hard enough, but when the left side's not working and the right side's the only way to get the fucking thing, it becomes a nightmare to fucking pull off. Because you're going so fucking fast, you don't have any time to make that turn. So you have to, like, angle yourself kind of sideways, but not too sideways that you end up bailing when you land on the fucking ramp down below, in order for you to get the angle needed for you to then turn right hard enough to get the fucking thing. But it's a small ramp, so you have to aim very directly for it, where you don't hit the fucking, like, hip ramp, where it just kind of, like, angles. You don't hit the fucking door, and you don't hit the other ramp on the other side of the door. Nor do you end up angling too fucking far and end up going for the ramp to your right. There's so much that can go wrong with this fucking gap that, it literally just angered me and made me excited. And I'm pretty sure Vegas is glitching up my commute, but I don't fucking care. I hate this fucking gap. I don't want to do this gap ever again. And I honestly, legitimately put this gap right below Zen Mind. I legitimately consider this like the second hardest out of all the gaps that are doable that I can do that aren't glitched or not there like in fucking GBA. This gap isn't Zen Mind. Because I didn't need a fucking trick to get the speed needed. I didn't need a trick in order to fucking get the thing. But it's hard because of how you fucking do it, and it's hard in the execution. It is harder than any other gap in this fucking game. Honestly. In Remix and Normal Thug 2, every gap's gonna be easier than Skate Everything. So, Yeah, that's how hard this is. Alright, I'm done. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time for something easier.